Now we can see you. Good morning, Hoda.
Good
Hello,
morning.
hello everybody, and good morning and welcome to our live walk with Hoda. Today, our live walk with Hoda is going to take us through Cairo. And actually, I have another thing I need to do. So Hoda, Luca is going to hang with you and chat with you as you walk through. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to you. Please show us around Cairo.
Okay, I will. Hi, Luca. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna take you on a beautiful tour today to a very interesting part of Cairo. We're gonna walk through one of the oldest Islamic streets of Cairo. I'm not gonna only show you monuments or historical sites, but we will see the daily life of the Egyptian. Right now, we're outside of Islamic Cairo, and just behind me, you can see the walls of the oldest city that are over 1,000 years old. And we're gonna go through one of the old gates that dates back to almost 1092 AD, so it's almost 1,000 years old. We're gonna walk, and while walking, I will be telling you lots of stories. Cairo is very busy. We're almost an hour. We are almost an hour from the breaking the fast time. So the sun is gonna rise, set almost 6:25 today. People are rushing to go home and have iftar with their families. Restaurants outside, just setting the tables. Beautiful, nice street, very famous, included in most of the tours that we have in Egypt. Most of the tours include visiting all the Cairo, all the Islamic Cairo. And whenever they do, they must come to Al-Mu'izz Street. The street is almost 1,000 years old, has more than 270 Islamic monuments. Those Islamic monuments date back to different eras. We have some mosques that date back to the 10th century, 11th century, 18th century, 17th century. The name of the street is Al-Mu'izz Street, and Al-Mu'izz was the first Muslim caliph, Muslim Fatimid caliph who ruled Egypt. We're talking almost 970. Al-Mu'izz was from the Fatimid dynasty. The Fatimid dynasty, they were based in North Africa, particularly in Tunisia. They came and conquered Egypt 970. When they came, of course, they decided to build their royal capital, the royal city. So they first built a mosque, a palace for the king, then big enclosure wall, the wall that we saw outside, and different gates, almost 8 different gates. Out of the 8 gates, we only have 3 that are remaining. One of the beautiful mosques that we can see here is Al-Hakim Mosque. This mosque is under renovation at the moment. The mosque dates back to the 11th century. And from inside, it consists of very beautiful open courtyard. Unfortunately, because it's under renovation, so we won't be able to visit, but it has beautiful facade, as you can see, beautiful monumental facade, one of its kind. There's so many funny stories related to this mosque, as the owner or the builder of the mosque was quite weird ruler. There's so many funny stories related to him. For example, this ruler, the owner of this mosque, Al-Hakim Ba'amrillah, he thought that women should only stay home, and that's why he prohibited the manufacture of women's shoes. so women wouldn't be able to go outside. He thought that also people are not allowed to drink honey or eat grapes because you could easily use it for making alcohol. He was also quite racist. So despite the fact that his mother was Christian, he ordered that all the Christian people should wear very heavy metal cross around their neck to be able to be identified. He ordered that all the Jews of Egypt should also wear black dresses. Al-Hakim, the umbrella, he died. He disappeared. And we don't know what happened to him. He was also quite religious. He used to go outside to the mountain outside of the city at night, riding his donkey to the mountains, hide in a cave. And then one day he came and said that he heard a voice asking him to unify between Christianity and Islam. And he thought that as there is only one God, why should we have more than one prophet? There should be only one prophet, one religion. So he made up his own religion. It is said that one day he went out on his, as usual, on his donkey, and he never came back. They found the donkey injured, and they think that maybe some of the family members, they were associated with his disappearance. They thought that his sister murdered him. This mosque was not always used as a mosque. The mosque behind me was not always used as a mosque. During the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, when the French came to Egypt, we took it 18th century, it was the open courtyard was used as a storage area for keeping weapons and also for keeping food. Later on, it was converted to be an art museum, and it was used as a stable for horses. It was at one time used as a school for boys. Till almost 2002, the government was able to unify it in such a beautiful way. So we will leave Al-Hakim Mosque now. And again, this mosque is under renovation, and it's almost 1,000 years. Street is busy. This street was renovated. The street after 1992 was badly destroyed because of a huge, strong earthquake that destroyed most of the monuments. So the government started a big campaign to restore the street and most of the monuments here. The street is really beautiful. So many of the Egyptian tourists, not especially people who live there, people from different parts of Cairo, would like to come and have iftar meals here. They like to come and visit the area at night time as well. That street has different names, from the gate that we just crossed up till the end of the mosque. It's called Bab al-Futuh, or the street of Bab al-Futuh, the name of the gate. Next, there will be another section known as Suq al-Lamun, or the lime or the lemon market. If you ever come to this area early in the morning, you will see that there is a big lime or lemon market here. People come to do their shopping for lime and lemon and olives from this area. So if you see the lime here to the right hand side, big pile of lime, people can do their shopping. Street is busy, so you have to mind yourself while walking. Each and every section of this market at the moment is famous for something. So while we're walking, for example, we will be able to show some souvenir shops. Usually Egyptians, when they come, they buy souvenirs. Whereas the lime or lemon market, you can see some pickled lime and olives. That's what you can see here. Usually when it's the season for olives and lime, families would pickle it at home. Some other people, they come and buy it from here. Turkish coffee is a big thing here in Egypt because we were invaded by the Ottomans from 1517 up till 1800. And that's why most families, and especially back in the days, we used to make the Turkish coffee in this coffee pot. And they had this beautiful little stove that used to be filled with gasoline. Usually ladies just pour.
Wait, Hoda, can you explain to me a little bit better how the how that coffee pot works there? Because it looks like it's a different brewing method than we might be used to.
Okay, I will tell you how it works. As you see, most of the shops here. So basically, this is the stove, right? You put the gasoline here, and then you put here the coffee, like let's say like 1 spoon, 1.5 spoon of Turkish coffee, and 1 spoon of sugar if you like it with sugar. You add the water, you stir everything, and then you put it to be cooked here. And it takes few seconds to be finished, and then you can start serving the coffee. Some people, they like their coffee with sugar. Some other people, they like it without sugar. Some people, like myself, like it medium sugar. This is the whole set. See, so most Egyptian people, when they come, they buy the whole set, a tray, a coffee pot, and the stove itself. And it's 170. If you're wondering about a price, 170 Egyptian pounds. If you were just wondering about the price for something like this. Lots of beautiful convenience, as you can see. I hope it's not too noisy, Lucas, but I mean, this is a big street and so many people are around me. So I hope that you can hear me well. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you pretty well.
Okay, thank you. As I told you, if you come here like in half an hour time, it's going to be quieter than this because almost everyone will be home getting ready to have iftar. But now everyone is rushing to be able to go home and have a meal.
So I heard something that you said earlier in the tour, and Egypt is a famously old country. It dates back like 3,000 or 4,000 years, and Cairo is only like 1,000 years old.
This is Islamic Cairo. Yeah, I'm talking about Islamic Cairo. This is when the Arabs came to Egypt. Because the Arabs are the ones who introduced Islam to the country. Before this, we had our ancient Egyptian religion. Just before we go through, I would like to show you here some of the drinks that people like to have for breaking the fast. This milky kind of drink, it's called sobia, and it's a mix of coconut, milk, starch, water, vanilla, sugar, very nourishing for breaking the fast. People also would drink tamarind, hibiscus, orange juice. Those are the most popular. Licorice, this bottle here, that's a licorice. These are the drinks that people tend to have for breaking their fast. One more thing I would like to show us over here, the shisha. You know, Lucas, do you know the shisha? You know what is the shisha is?
I know the hookah, but I think that it's I think that I might not know the full story about the hookah.
Okay. I mean, anyway, the shisha is one of it's also Ottoman and Turkish influence to Egypt. It's basically kind of a tobacco that people like to smoke. Back in the day, they used to smoke only plain tobacco, but Now we have different types of tobacco, like flavored tobacco. So they put the water here and they put the tobacco here in this little thing here, and then they cover it and they start to, from here, they start to suck it and then blow the air. And it's quite similar to the effect of cigarettes. So it's nicotine. It's very popular. Egyptians like to smoke it on coffee shops. This particular part of this street is mainly for selling the shisha. Yeah, we were talking about Islam and how Egypt became a Muslim country. Actually, 640, the Arabs, they came from the Arabian Peninsula. They invaded Egypt. Almost 200 years later, everyone started to speak Arabic. Most people started to the Muslim 670 AD, the Fatimids, as we mentioned before, came from Tunisia and they start ruling Egypt. The Fatimids, the people who established the whole area and this city, which is almost 1,000 years old, which is known as Al Qahira or Cairo, they were Shias. If you're familiar with this term, Shias, Muslims are divided into like Shias and Sunnis. So the Fatimids, the daughters of the Prophet Muhammad, and they started their dynasty almost 980. Then they came and invaded Egypt, and they ruled Egypt for almost 200 years. And those are the people who started the whole city, 969 AD. Then each and every dynasty who came, because I mean the Fatimids lasted only until 1171. And then Saladin, the big famous Muslim Arab ruler, he came and he started his own dynasty. After the family of Saladin, another group of people came and started ruling the country for almost 300 years. 1571, the Ottomans came, invaded Egypt, and started ruling for almost 400 years. See, we were invaded by every single nation. Each and every group or dynasty used to rule from here, and they left something behind. So the Fatimids, they left for us the very first mosque that we visited. Then another family came and left for us this beautiful complex here. This complex that has, if you ever been to Turkey or to Istanbul, you might see this beautiful tower that we can see there. The beautiful tower is known as minaret, and it's part of a mosque. This mosque dates back to 1839, and the mosque is part of a big complex that consists of a school, mosque, and sabil. Sabil is an Arabic word, and sabil means a place for distributing drinking water. Because you might ask, how people get the clean drinking water back in the day?
Hoda, you're cutting up a little. Would you mind repeating yourself?
What is just well inside?
Yeah, Hoda, you're really cutting up, and it's really choppy. Oof. Looks like it's frozen right now, and so let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Ooh.
Let me go back this way. now?
No, I can
How
hear you
about
now,
now?
but
You
it's
cannot hear me?
still really choppy.
Really? Look at
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh,
the
looks like we've lost Hoda. So, hello, you're back with me. So, in a quick summary of some of the things that Hoda said so far. Actually, wait. Let's see. Never mind. It looks like we might not need to do that. And I'm back. Okay, so it looks like Hoda's left the meeting, and unfortunately, since oh no, Hoda's not left the meeting. Oh, we're back. We're back.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay!
If it ever happen again, just let me know, because I know that the signal in some parts of the street are not that great. And I have two different SIM cards in my phone. So in case one network is not working, we will be using the second one.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah,
we're good now. So
Yeah,
where you were at before the all the choppiness started was something about drinking water in that in the mosque and school.
Yes, it's this beautiful building that you can see right now. This is still the state building that dates back to 1939, and it was a place for distributing the free drinking water, because not everyone back in the days was able to buy the water or dig a big well where they can have or store their own water. Some of the rich people, like traders, some of the kings, some of the rulers would have a place where they can store the water and give it to free. So for example, I'm going to see you now. Underneath this building, we have a huge cistern. This cistern is only 21 meters in depth. Sulaiman Aga Salahdar, the owner of this place, used to hire hundreds of people every year to bring the water from the Nile and store it here. They used to fill this cistern once or twice a year, but before filling the cistern, they had to make sure that it's well maintained, that it's clean. They even got rose water. People who are passing by, remember this is the main street. People who are passing by, they would stop here if they're thirsty and they can take some water. If you get closer here, you can see a basin, a beautiful marble. So you take a cup and you drink. People consider having these sabils or the free drinking water or the fountain, they consider it as an act of piety. It's some sort of charity, a good deed. We have more than one sabil inside this street. Each and every corner of this street has a story to tell. And usually when tourists come to visit, they will buy one ticket that will allow them to visit all the different mosques and sabils put up down this alleyway. Down this alleyway, there is a beautiful house that dates back to 17th century, and it covers an area of almost 2,000 square meters. And all this big house was built only for one of the professors of Al-Azhar Mosque, like a teacher. He used to teach at the mosque, and also he used to live here and get his students to come and visit. See the people this is like a fish shop. People are coming to buy something to eat. We have some more teacher here to the left hand side. Lots of shops selling different drinks. So this is like a fruit juice shop. People come to buy their fresh drink. The hibiscus tea, the tamarind, the coconut, juice, or even fresh juice. By the way, Al Mu'izz Street is well lit at night. It's a beautiful lighting system. That's why most of the young Egyptian people, they like to come. They come for like a photo session, they come to take some nice photos. Another, just here to the left side, another beautiful mosque that dates back to 1125. The gate is one of the most beautiful gates with so many characteristics. A beautiful minaret that we can see up there. The name of the mosque is Al Akbar Mosque, and it dates back to 1125. More features shops, so you can tell that this part of the street is more or less like a wholesale area for shisha. But here we have some elaborate, nice, fancy, colorful shishas. And if people are like wondering how much does it cost to smoke shisha, if you have a shisha at a 5-star hotel, maybe you might end up $22. If you're gonna have it at one of the coffee shops, you can pay only 25 Egyptian pounds. The name is the street, Al Mu'izz Street, because of the or the Sultan or the Caliph who established the street, his name was Al Mu'izz Bidin Illah. So the street was named after him.
Hoda, you're cutting out again a little. You're cutting out again a little, unfortunately.
We will change. What's up?
Yeah, the screen is frozen and we're only getting little snippets of dialogue.
Okay, I can hear you. I'm gonna switch the network.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yay, we're back.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, there. Yes.
Okay, no, it's just these screens.
Good. Okay. So we're gonna go because there is a very big.
And I think you've cut back off, and your screen is off also. I just have your name on screen. That is, once again, a quick bout of very unfortunate. So. We're still. Oh.
Luca, can you hear me?
I can, but the screen is still frozen.
That's
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's moving. Yay!
It's okay.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, we were talking earlier about the Sabil, the free drinking water place. The Sabil that we saw dates back to the Ottoman period, when the Ottomans were ruling Egypt. We have an older Sabil here that is really beautiful, and the design is very different. It's Abdurrahman Hoda Sabil, and it dates back to, see, it's 2 stories. Can you see it? It's like 2 levels. It's a building that is 2 levels, 2 stories.
And what would the second story be used for? Because the cistern is underground.
Okay. The cistern is underground, but you have people working upstairs that serving water for the people who are passing by. Okay, so the cistern is under the ground, but you have people that working, and they just stand behind this thing, and they serve water for free for people who are passing by. So that was the first level. The second level of this building was like a kutab, or a small school for teaching Quran, the Holy Book, and the Islamic religion as well.
Okay.
So that was the function. That was the function. See here, if you're passing by, okay, and you're thirsty, you would easily stop here. Some people would be giving you some free water. So that was the function of the sabil.
So it's like
Those
the
sabils
first
are
floor is
very
kind of like
beautiful.
shops, and second floor is kind of like a church. Except the shop is you don't pay
Not a church, it's a
for
school.
water.
Yes. Yeah, but for free. Everything is for free. So they gave this water, and instead of selling the water, they gave the water for free. Got it?
Yeah. Okay, it looks like you've cut off again. You might need to reconnect again. The screen is frozen and I can't hear anything.
The second floor, for students, just to teach some information about the example. More than one. Can you see it? Okay.
Okay, we can hear you and we can see you again. Everything's cut back in. Wait. No, it's frozen again. Ay. Yeah, we're still cut out, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get things back online. But I mean Hoda. But oh, and she's cut out completely. Hello. Oh, and she's back in.
We can see you.
Okay. You can only hear. I can only hear a little bit of what you're saying, and your screen is out.
The screen is out.
The screen
Okay.
just came.
Is it good now? Good enough now?
Okay, yeah.
Is it good enough now?
I can hear you, and we're back. Wait, it's just.
You're back. Okay. I want just to share with you these two beautiful mosques. One of them dates back to almost 1285 AD. The other one dates back to 1304 AD. One of those mosques is called the Nasr Muhammad, this very first one. And Nasr Muhammad Ibn Talawun Mosque, and it was a mosque, it was a school, and it was a mausoleum for the owner of the mosque as well. It has a beautiful marble porch. This marble porch was brought from one of the cities in Israel now, as it used to be part of the church. That time, the Egyptians were fighting, or the Mamluks were fighting with the Crusaders, and on their way back, they built this beautiful marble gate, and they used it for the mosque here. Next to Sultan Muhammad, we have Al-Mansur, his father, big complex. This big complex consists of a city, hospital, or Bimaristan, mausoleum, and a mosque. If you ever get to any of the mosques, you must see a minaret. The minaret is the tower of the mosque. We go back this way, we can see the minaret of the different mosques. The minaret is a tower, and the wooden minaret is driven from the Arabic word manara, and like Muslims pray 5 times a day. In each and every prayer back in the day, before having megaphones and microphones, the caller for the prayer used to go up the minaret, use his voice to call for people to come and start their prayer. All the mosques used to have big domes, like this one, the dome that you can see just behind me. And this dome was to help the echo for the voice of the caller of the prayer or the imam inside the mosque. Under some of the domes, we used to have the mausoleum as well, where the owner of the mosque would be buried. We will walk again, we'll walk together. I hope that the signal will still be good. If you look to the gates of the mosque, the working hours for the or the opening hours for the monument during Ramadan are a bit shorter. That's why most of the mosques are, the monumental mosques are closed at the moment. We have another beautiful mausoleum that dates back to 1250, where one of the kings, his name is Salih Najmuddin Ayyub, was buried. Salih Najmuddin Ayyub was married to a very beautiful lady. Her name was Shajar al-Dur, and she was a very strong personality woman. Her husband died while he was fighting the Crusaders. She was able to hide this the news that her husband was dead, so the army wouldn't be affected. After the death of her husband, she managed to rule the country, and she ruled the country only for 14 days, because according to the tradition in those days, that women were not allowed to rule. That's why she had to get married to one of the chief commanders of the army to be able to rule with him. After a couple of years, she figured out that he was not good enough, and she decided to get rid of him. She got rid of him, but the first wife of this man was really very upset. She decided to get rid of her. So she got rid of her, and to celebrate the day of getting rid of Shajar al-Dul, she made a beautiful pastry dish and gave it to all the Egyptians to celebrate this, what happened. The name of this dish was Ali. If you ever come to Egypt and decide to try some local Egyptian sweet or pastry dish, you will be offered Ali. Nobody knows why where Ali came from. It came from this story just once we finish this area, we have another sabil and we have another kutab, like a small school. Once we finish this area, we will be walking through another area or another district, and it's the gold market, where most Egyptians come to buy their gold. The most popular carats that we have is 18, 21, and 24 carats. Most people will go and spend this later on, about later, like young generation who like to come and have the photos taken here. So you see this beautiful ladies here, they're having their photos taken, dressing like Egyptians, but old fashioned. Some more coffee pots here, and this is incense burner. So you're after a beautiful incense burner when you come, this is the place. Most of the for gold, as you can see, because it's time for breaking the fast, most of the shops here for the gold are closed. So many of the families are heading to different restaurants to get something to eat, or heading home to have their meals as well. The streets are well decorated, as you can see, lots of decoration, and this is one of our ways of celebrating Ramadan.
So wait, I didn't catch why all these shops are closed.
Because it's time for breaking the fast. everyone need to be home to get to eat.
Oh,
People
I
are
see.
being fasting. People are being fasting for more than 16 hours.
Oh,
So they're gonna yes, no food, no water for 16 hours.
oh my goodness gracious me.
From 4 in the morning, to 6:30 p.m. Another one of the things that we use for celebrating Ramadan is this beautiful lantern. I'm gonna get closer to one of them. Yes, can you see this beautiful red lantern up there? It's hanging. Can you see it, Luca?
Can. It looks almost like a Chinese lantern. Like this type.
Yes, yeah. Yes. But this is Egyptian lantern. We call it fanus. Back in the day, some of the caliphs, just the night before Ramadan, to announce that Ramadan fasting month is starting, used to go out at night and take some of the kids, children, holding each one of the kids, holding to let the rest be singing. They will be singing, all of them singing, celebrating Ramadan. And ever since that time, the fanus or Ramadan lanterns became associated with Ramadan. So nowadays, from almost 1,000 years ago up to now, we're still keeping the old habits. Before Ramadan, poor families, they will buy fanus or lanterns for their kids. They use fanus to decorate the streets, like the one that we saw. They use fanus also for decorating their homes and their balconies. I don't know if you can hear some sort of noise, but yeah, it's almost the time to break the fast. So there's some sort of a chanting, reciting part of the Quran, the Holy Book, which means that just getting everyone ready to have his iftar or the meal for the sunset at sunset. Another beautiful lantern or another beautiful minaret, you can see it up there with 5 little domes up
Wait,
there.
just to clarify that that street that we just went through, the Gold Market Street, that would typically be like one of the most like loud and like busy streets in the whole of the market, right?
Exactly. And here we have another busy street. See, here you can see the fabric market. Here down this street. You can walk for almost like 2 hours till you get to the end of this street. The clothes, it's like cheap material, not really very fancy, not like the big shopping malls. People come here to do their shopping. Things are not that expensive. People can buy their like tablecloths, curtains, towels, sheets, in addition to fabric. So this is like the market behind me. This is the local market. This is where Egyptians would do their shopping. Here we have another market. It's the tourist market. People who come to Egypt, like tourists who come to Egypt, usually like to buy some souvenirs to take home. One of those souvenirs is the fizz. See here, you can also like this fizz as well, because when Egypt was ruled by the family of Muhammad Ali, people used to wear the fizz up till almost 1936, when Egyptians changed the costume and no longer start wearing fizz. Lots of beautiful women clothes that you can see, like different attires, shirts, t-shirts, big fancy dresses, tablecloths are over there, different material, Egyptian designs. Blankets, tablets, Egyptian towels, papyrus, which is the ancient Egyptian paper that was made thousands of years ago. People like to buy it, and when they go home, they hang it just on the wall. One of the most popular Egyptian souvenirs. So if people come to the market, usually they will buy papyrus. Statues, like little statues, stone statues, little pyramids. So
I have a quick question, Hoda. Typically,
yes.
how do you guys in Egypt like relate to the ancient Egyptians and like all the pyramids and stuff? Do you consider like that an integral part of your culture, where it's like you think that they're a part of Egypt as much as any other part, or do you consider them kind of like a faraway relic and something that you can't really relate to anymore? That's not really part of
we
Egypt.
we are so proud of being Egyptian. We are so proud of our ancient Egyptian history, our ancient Egyptian civilization, and at the same time, we cannot deny that there is a big Muslim influence on us. So I cannot tell you if we're like Egyptian, pure Egyptian, or if we are Arabs, pure Egyptians. And Egyptians are a mix of everything. Because we were invaded. I mean, ancient Egyptian history lasted for almost 3,000 years. But we were invaded by the Romans, we were invaded by the Romans, we were invaded by the Greeks, we were invaded by the Ottomans, by the Arabs. Egyptian intermarriage with every single nationality. And we ended up being ourselves. So I cannot say that we're Arabs. I cannot say that we're Africans. We're Egyptian. Egyptian mix of everything. We adopted all different types of culture. So we're not, the majority of Egyptians are Muslims, but we're not very strict Muslims. We're proud of our ancient Egyptian. We don't believe in the ancient Egyptian religion anymore. We're Muslims, but we're so proud with what our ancestors did. Good.
You guys are kind of like the melting pot of the Middle East and Europe. You have kind of a little bit of everyone.
Exactly. And the other day I was talking with Sarah that even you can tell this from our cuisine, because our cuisine is a mix of everything. We have Greek influence in our cuisine, so we do lots of moussaka, fine leaves. We also have couscous, and couscous is from Morocco. We have dolma, we have shawarma, which is from Turkey. So yeah, we're like a melting pot of all different cultures, religions, and civilizations as well. And that's what makes us maybe different. One last thing that I'm going to show you before I say bye is this beautiful spice shop here. One of the main drinks that we usually like to have here in Egypt is hibiscus. And hibiscus is the hibiscus flower, the red, beautiful flower. We dry it and then we soak it in water. We mix it with sugar, and we have it as a drink when breaking our fast during Ramadan. We also like to have dates. So those are different dates that people can have them just right before breaking the fast. And we have some other dates that are stuffed with almonds, pistachios, very yummy, and gives you lots of energy.
That looks really yummy. Geez, that hibiscus thing. It sounds like almost hibiscus tea that I would drink. That's
yes, exactly. The name of the market that we just went through is Khan El Khalili market. And Khan El Khalili market is like a big labyrinth of twisting alleyways and streets. Every single souvenir that you can think of is here in this market. It's the oldest and the biggest in Egypt. It dates back to the 14th century. So it's almost more than 600 years old. In every single street, there's so many little shops. You can come, I mean, look to this narrow alleyway here. Look how many shops that you can see. And
Oh
if
my
you go,
goodness.
and if you go, it's like a big labyrinth. I'm gonna show you my favorite. I'm gonna show you my favorite. When Sarah and her group came to Egypt, we came to this beautiful coffee shop, and we had the best falafel in Egypt. See, see the beautiful lanterns up there. People who like the lanterns become beautiful designs.
Geez, I want that in my room.
Shops, but the tech act was Al-Fishawi coffee shop, and this coffee shop is almost 200 years old. That works almost 24 day and night. Some people that will do not in the afternoon. Always busy. People like it. It's in one of the small narrow alleyways. The prices are very reasonable, so they don't charge like big prices. They are well known for the good quality of their drinks. Most of the Egyptians, famous celebrities, when they come to Egypt, they like to stay at this coffee shop. But as it's time for breaking the fast, so it's quiet now. But this is Al-Fishawi. That's Al-Fishawi coffee shop. It's just in one of the small, narrow alleyways. It's hiding. If you don't really know where to go, you can lose your way. And if you ever ask about Al-Fishawi coffee shop, everyone thinks tourism is doing very place to see pets. Like I used to have to put in a bus to 4 minutes. Last time that Sarah, time that Sarah came here, we sat outside and we had a very nice.
And unfortunately, it looks like we've lost Hoda again. So I apologize to all of our viewers for that. Fortunately, the cell connection in some of those alleyways can be a little bit sketchy. So hopefully we will be able to reconnect with Hoda before the end of the stream. And look at that. There we are.
Yes.
We have reconnected. Excellent.
Good. Okay. Did you get the picture? Look, did you get to see the coffee shop?
These are really nice looking. That's kind of it kind of reminds me of a couple of markets that I've been to in Thailand or in Cambodia, and how it's set up there.
We one lost. I can take you for hours and hours at this.
You're cutting up a little again. Sorry.
Give me a sec. Give me a second.
And we're still frozen here. I can't hear you. And yeah, I very much apologize to everybody watching for the shoddy internet connection. It is kind of a trade-off that we have to make while we're filming in Egypt, but I'd say that it's worth it for our friend Hoda, and and so I think we'll wait here for a minute. Hopefully we'll reconnect, but it might just be that the tour is over. I'm Oh, there we are. Wonderful.
How about now?
Yep, we got you.
Okay. So see all these restaurants, all the tables set outside, and people are just waiting. No food is to be served because it's Ramadan and everyone is fasting. So no food is to be served up till 6:25 when everyone hear the call for the prayer. The name of this square is Al Hussein Square, and it's a part of Khan Al Khalili market. Khan Al Khalili market starts from here the whole way down. This area will be packed with people up till maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning, especially if it's the weekend and everybody knows that the next day is off. Okay, so sorry about the network that it was dropping, and I hope that you enjoyed this tour. And we got to go now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hoda. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry again for the signal.
Oh, it's okay. It's worthwhile to have you introduce us to everything in Cairo in that market.
It's I mean, this area has very heavy security. It's a very touristic busy area, and that's why in some certain parts the signal won't be, for security reasons, the signal won't be that strong. But we manage.
We manage. Okay. I think
Okay.
we have to go. Thank
Yes,
you
thank
so
you.
much, Hoda,
Bye-bye.
and goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.